Hello, welcome to the first of hopefully many videos of me telling my stories. I've got a bunch of stories. I offer them to my grandchildren here where I live with my daughter. They turn me down. I don't hold them responsible. I'm not mad. They're busy with their stuff. So I offered them to my son-in-law and my daughter, and they turned me down because they're busy too. So I thought I'd make these videos, and if you want to listen, fine. It's up to you. I'm Bill Perkins, and I have a story today. It's called My Daddy Owns the Bluebird Bus Company. My daddy owns the Bluebird Bus Company. The story starts when I was in college. It was about a sophomore in college, maybe a junior, I don't know. I went to a summer camp for youth camp down in South Georgia, and I met some people from Smyrna, Georgia. Chris was his name, and a couple of girls from Smyrna. And Chris and I became good friends, and he said, look, anytime you want to come by and spend a weekend with me, just let me know. So I was at Tennessee Tech, and I had a free weekend, and I went down to Atlanta. I called him up and said, I'm here. Can we hang out for the weekend at your house? He said, absolutely, sure. He said, I got one thing going. I've got a girl that I'm trying to win over. And I've asked for a date Saturday night to go to the youth center here in Smyrna to dance. There was a youth center. There was no drinking there. And he said, I got this one little hang up. She brought her roommate with her from Burnell College in Gainesville, Georgia. And she needs a date. She won't go with me unless her roommate's taken care of. Would you go out with her roommate? And I said, absolutely, sure. I'll do that for you. And who knows, she might be a knockout. So, and I like to dance, so I get there at Chris's house and getting ready to go to the dance, and the girls are going to come over. We're going to go in Chris's car. Now, these two girls went to Burnell College in Gainesville, which is a girls' school of the elite of Georgia and the surrounding states. It was a place for rich young girls to get educated and the finer things of life in the South. So we're waiting, Chris and I are waiting, and the girls show up, and my date, she's, I don't know, maybe 110 pounds, 5'4", petite young thing, very nice, cute, blonde hair. She had a problem. Her feet were probably, I'm guessing, 3 to 3.5 times the normal size. It was very obvious and sad. I mean, it was sad. Of course, I'm thinking, I've got to dance with this girl. So I sucked it up. I said, let's go. And on the way to the youth center, she said, can we stop at the liquor store? Okay. Now, I didn't drink at the time. And neither did Chris nor his girlfriend. So it was up to this girl to, go in and get the booze. And, of course, she was underage at the time. But she went in and she came out with a bottle of gin, fifth of gin, and a Sprite or whatever the Sprite was back in those days. This is 1967, 68, something like that. So she got in the car, took the top off of that gin, and took a bump and chased it with that soda, whatever she had. Took another bump, chased it, took another one, chased it. By the time we got to youth center, she was loose. I would call it loose, yeah. So we went in, danced a little. She said, I'm going to go to the car. And we all knew what she was going to do. She's going to take a bump, the gin. Well, this girl, 5'4", 110 pounds, with the big feet, big feet. Got me walking drunk there at the dance. So I got where the chaperones were getting nervous, and they told us, you need to get her home. So we took her home, and I said good night to Chris, and I went back to Tennessee Tech, and that was it. But let me backtrack a little bit. When we were over at Chris's house, when I first met this girl, I went through the normal pleasantries. Where you from? And she said, well, I'm from Fort Valley, Georgia. Now, Fort Valley is in South Georgia, and it's famous for making Bluebird buses, which are, at the time I went to school, every school in Georgia had a Bluebird bus for their for the children to ride into school, school bus. So I said, oh yeah, Fort Valley, that's where the Bluebird buses are made. She said, my dad owns the Bluebird bus company. I said, oh, okay. So then we went on to the dance. So we take her home. She's knee walking drunk, and we take her home, and then I'll leave, and never to see her again. So that was 1967. Let's say 67. So 1977, 10 years later, I got out of the Marine Corps in 75, went to work for Atlanta Federal Savings, and worked for them for 2 years. And Atlanta Federal Savings was a great place to work, but the pay was low. I liked working in banks. I was taking business courses at Georgia State. And I said, I want to get in the big time. And at the time, Citizens and Southern Bank was in Georgia. CNS. And so I decided I was going to apply for a job over at CNS. I went over there and applied, and I was moving right through the hiring process, knocking out interview after interview. Everybody's just giddy about me coming over there. They said, now you got one last interview, the vice president. I said, okay, I'll be ready. So we went over to, got down to the last interview, and my mentor, the guy that was helping me in the interview, said, now look, you've got the job. This is just to check the box. So, don't screw it up. I said, okay, I got you. So I go in. There's a nice lady there. She's vice president of branch operations. She's a blonde lady, very petite. And we shake hands. She sits down behind the desk, and I sit on the couch in front of her. And we start going through the pleasantries of where you're from, where you go to school. She said, I'm from Fort Valley, Georgia. I said, oh, really? I said, where'd you go to college? She said, I went to Brownell College in Gainesville. I said, Fort Valley, that's where they make Bluebird buses, right? She said, my dad owns the Bluebird bus company. I said, is it possible that gin is your drink of choice? She said, yeah. I said, I think you and I had a blind date one weekend in Smyrna. About 1967, something like that, when we were both in college. He said, well, I don't remember you. I don't remember. I don't remember having a friend in Smyrna. I said, I think it was your roommate. No, I don't remember. So I thought I'd drop it, right there. And we finished with the interview. Went well. Doing well. So as I was standing up, I said, I really want to, I really do believe that you and I had a blind date in Smyrna years ago. And you could tell she had had enough of that. And I said, I'm 95% sure we had a date. She said, okay. I don't remember. But thank you for coming. I think we're going to make you an offer. You've got some good experience with Atlanta Federal. I said, that's great. I'd love to work for CNL. At which time she stepped around the table, her desk. I looked down, and I saw those feet. at least 3.5 times, maybe 4. I looked at her and I said, "Ma'am, I'm 99% sure we had a date 10 years ago." And that's my story. My dad owns the Bluebird Bus Company. Oh, I didn't get the job. I don't think she wanted me in the area. Okay, that's my first story for my first video. Thank you for coming.